Bonjour à tous everyone, hello everybody, this is Mac Plays on Mac and welcome back to Mac Island episode 17. During the previous episode, we focused a lot on industries. We added a lot of rock, ore and oil industries to our map. And finally, with our city in dire need of commercial area, we added a custom mall into our city. Now in today's episode, following the mall's development, we're gonna add a beach right next to it. We're also going to pursue the densification of our Broadway corridor, adding more building and different type of development in 2 different blocks. And finally, I decided to fix the forestry area by changing the pattern of the different trees. And that's not all. Among all of this, we're also going to try different graphic settings. But anyway, let's jump into it. I thought it was a good idea to start where we finish up the last episode. We are gonna add a beach right next to our development from last week, the mall. So let's draw a road and see what beach suits the best the area. So we're gonna go for a few, but I think this one will be the best one, but I'm gonna make a few changes. So first off, we're gonna level the terrain and make everything flat. We're also gonna move that beach to make it more suitable, and we are gonna add some retaining wall over there so we can go all the way flush with the border, just like this. Now let's move everything into the water so the curve is gentle and it's not like too much of a dip. Now we're gonna get rid of that sand. I don't really like it. We will replace it in the future, but now let's connect that to the road, and with the power of move it, let's make sure it looks nice. Alright, so the sand we're gonna use is the white sand from Sully. It's an amazing one, and it has actually, when you download the beach sand asset, you can have a lot of different sand that's going to help you to blend it together. You'll see that after. But now we're going to go all the way to the wall just like this. Here we go. And here after we're going to add the wet sand, going deeper into maybe the border of the water, and after that we're going to put the full wet sand, which is a bit of a darker shade of that white. And we're gonna actually go all the way down and much deeper as well. It's always very important to overlap the different surfaces so you don't see the borders between the two of them. Now here we're gonna have some sand mixed with some weed, and then we're gonna have a medium one, so it's just gonna blend better together all the way to the road. And we're gonna do the same over here with a lighter one, meaning there's gonna be more grass and less sand. Over there is like some of the sand from the beach just flew away and is over there hanging out in the grass. Now we're gonna extend the pedestrian path all the way to the parking lot of the mall, so people can actually park at the mall and go to the beach, because that parking we have right in front of the beach is way too small for a sizable beach like this one. Now let's make sure to decorate it with a bunch of different kind of palm trees. So I decided to go all around following the road by using a same and unique type of palm trees, but then I'm gonna have different kind on the other side and the beach itself. Now let's try to add more detail to that beach by adding some picnic blankets onto it. I think that's a very cool addition. It just looks like towels, and here we go. We have a perfect and beautiful, quaint little beach. Alright, it's time to redevelop this area. A lot of single houses, and I'm pretty sure we can densify this by adding multiple type of density. Although that being said, it doesn't look like we have too much residential demand so far right now. Anyway, I feel like a beautiful park would make this area so much better, and there is this new asset I downloaded like last week, and it's like a big park. It's like 12 unit by 4 unit, and I really like it. I think it will be perfect in the middle of this area. So I'm gonna connect it also all the way to the parking lot, and we're gonna add some connection to the side as well. Let's also make sure it's actually a functioning park. I know I don't really need to point it out, but yes, I still recording out of France, so I do not have my mic with me, so the sound is still crap. I'm very sorry about this. Also, this video is gonna be much shorter than my usual type of video, because I've been so busy here that I barely had enough time to record a very cool episode, but I still wanted to make sure that I had something interesting to show you. Because of the lack of demand, not all of the lot are growing right now, so it will be built at some point. Let's keep it organical. Now it's time to fix a mistake. I want to make this a bit more realistic. I watched some documentaries on some forestry plantation in South America. The documentary was explaining why the plantation were looking so odd from up top. It's actually because they were following the contours, and I really like it. Like some were looking like fingerprints, just like this one, and it was a very, very tough thing to do. I mean, actually, let me say that it was not tough, it was just very tedious to follow all of this. But the worst was there was too many trees and they were not showing up. Like some were just disappearing, and it's just gonna get worse from now. I tried to mess around with the different graphic details, but nothing changed. I mean, I tried many things, increasing the depth of field, um, setting a lot of graphic details to high quality, but nothing changed. If you guys have any idea how to resolve this, please let me know because I'm drawing a blank on this one. But anyway, after multiple attempts and quite a few issues, I decided just to keep going and just build and keep follow all of the different contour lines. Although not sure if that's the most realistic choice, I decided to add a second type of tree to our tree culture industry. Now, it was very sad to be constructing all of these trees, following all of these patterns, and not even being able to see the final result. Like as you can see, like even when I'm actually constructing them, sometimes I'm just building lines that don't even get built, and as soon as I move, I can actually see what I built. So it's very frustrating. And now here you can see it's just like the result actually is not really what I was expecting. And I'm gonna put in the description a link about the documentary that I see, like where is the location, and so you guys can actually see picture of what was my aspiration and what was the expected result from it. Oh, another car accident. That's another thing that's came new with Cities Skylines II. It's just incredible. Some reality like this, having a car jam because some car accident. Like yes, the car right now just disappeared because authorities didn't come and they spent way too long. But it's still very good that it add some challenges to the game and just some novelty. Now look at this amazing graphics. So for whatever reason, the game crashed. I don't know what happened, but when I reopened it, everything was like this. Like I don't understand what happened, and I was just amazed by the quality. Like everything looks so sharp and beautiful. Look at that, the cloud. Oh my god. But unfortunately, playing on a Mac laptop and having already 40,000 people, I had to dumb down a bit the cloud, but I put them back into the build, and that's what's gonna look like now. So now taking a look at all of what our city needs, and I figured out that we do need a jail or an actual prison, and that's gonna be something we're gonna build in the next episode definitely, because I forgot to do it during this episode. So I decided to increase the density on a block but add some actually commerces and offices space, and I did this whole custom thing, like wanted to do the plaza and everything. I was super happy, and then boom, everything crashed. And guess what? Because of that weird things that happened with the game, autosave was actually off, and I did not realize it until I built it again, and no save one more time, and boom. And then I realized, well, autosave is actually off because of this for whatever reason, and now I just finally turn it on again. third time building it, I was getting tired of it because it actually was a lot of customization and it was very frustrating. So here we have that parking lot with some holes in the asphalt, and then I decided to have a different kind of color area for the plaza, but it's still gonna be the same tiles all around, and we're gonna have some grass, but I'm not actually gonna plop the manicured grass all around because every time I was doing this it actually crashed, so I decided to stop. We're also gonna delete all of the different fences and bushes that I don't want, and I'm gonna replace them with my own, and I just messed up a connection right there. We're also making sure it's functional. We're adding some invisible pedestrian path and also some invisible park area like hanging out places and stuff like this. It's good to see that that parking lot is getting used already. I'm pretty sure it's a bit too small for an area like this, but hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. Now here we're connecting it all the way to the road, and we make sure so that it's connected by the invisible pedestrian path. With everything all connected, now we're gonna add some details, and by details I mean just a few benches, some trees, gazebo, trashes, and also like not shops but like kiosk and vendor machines, and also like this newspaper thing. And while I'm at it, let's not forget to put back that parking lot that I used to have but I forgot to put again. We're gonna make sure it fills everything, and we're gonna add some electric parking. And now here we're just gonna plop a small, not too tall building. I want something very, very tiny, like a 2x4, 4-story high. Yeah, that looks cool. Alright, I told you this was gonna be a short episode. I'm very sorry about this. I promise next week we're gonna try to make a big one. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we did. Encore merci beaucoup à tous. Thank you so much everyone for joining us today. This is Mike Island episode 17. I'll see you next week from the USA this time. Bye bye. Au revoir et à bientôt.